Okay, so we're back with more development here. Not sure what we're going to exactly do, just wasted the last, I don't know how much time trying to make end credits for videos. Found out I need a video editor. Yeah, YouTube doesn't have an easy button where you can pin end credits to the end of every video automatically, and I thought it did, and the closest thing it has is it has a built-in video editor to their site, but it's not exactly the easiest thing to use. So I'm going to wait till I get my video editor license back and install essentially Adobe's, which the only software I know to use. That'll be another day, and I'll probably show my painful process of trying to use it. So we got a few things to do. I kind of want to focus on the Armory mod at the moment so I can get some better functionality. So we'll go through the to-do list and see what we want to do. So we can do upgrades. We can do damage tracking for the weapons. I don't know if I want to do that today. That'll be a whole monster by itself. We need audio. Actually, that's what we'll do. We'll do audio. So I need to create some scripts to load audio for the system. This will actually surprisingly be pretty simple because of the fact we don't actually have to load audio files themselves because of the idea that Forge wants us to use the JSON system to load audio files. So that means we already have a JSON system loaded. So we don't have to do anything for the loading of the audio. That'll be handled by Forge. So the only thing we have to do play audio is just to track a play audio event system. So that would be, and this is a server-side behavior too, so that actually makes our lives really easy. So that means we just need to play audio cues actually. I wonder if there's a way to detect if we have audio enabled. Or not enabled, we have the audio effect. So, trying to think of the best way to do this. So the way it's advisable to do, at least this is the way I was taught, is that you want to play the audio on the server so that everybody gets access to the audio. But if we do it this way, chat's going to always have this missing audio in it. And we don't want to have that situation because there's going to be a lot of different audio effects we're going to play. Instead, we want to notify the client we want to play audio and then have the client figure out if we have audio or not. So we need to do a reload audio, or actually this will be an error audio will be played here. Then we want to do a weapon click here to say we're empty. Then we need some spawn audio, so every time we fire the gun, we need to fire some audio for that. We need to do the reload audio here, so as we're reloading, we need to, on first tick, play the audio. We don't need to play the audio the entire time, unless we want to repeat the audio, which I don't think we'll do yet, at least. So the idle now is we just need some packets. This will have to be done in VoltEngine because we only have one packet system, and that packet system is not designed currently to register new packets from outside of it. Future versions might be handled that way. At least that's the plan. I want to be able to get my packet data to be as flexible as possible, which means we would be either taking two options. We would allow people to register new packets either with an ID directly, get a free ID, which is how the render system works. So the second option works as long as the client and the server have the same exact packets. The third option is we create a packet which is designed specifically to bring in packets from other mods, which would be the best option because then you register your packet ID via string, and then your string would actually be prefixed with your mod, so then you don't have to worry about conflict. The third option is the best one, and that's probably what we're going to do, but that's not for this video. That'll be in the future. Hopefully I remember that though. So for this video, we're just going to make an audio packet because the audio packet will be recycled. We'll use it for everything because after all, this will be used for the JSON system, and the JSON system will flow into everything. So in here, we want to go to our network, packets, and this would actually be a callback packet. So this would be packet audio. And how is blast extended? Okay, it's just abstract packet. Is that how we do this? So we got encode, decode, handle client side, and there will be no server side handling for packet audio. Yeah, because every event should be fired off of the server to the client and not the other way around. The only time you want to fire stuff from the client to the server is for input controls from the player. So GUIs and stuff like that. So we need to encode something, we need to de-encode something. By the way, when you do packets in Forge, or at least with the default Forge system, you have to have an empty constructor or it will not construct your packet. After that, then you make another constructor that has all your data and then you populate your data. So I need to go find something that already plays audio. The easy way to do this is to go find ICBM. Okay, this should play audio. Yeah, here, play sound effect. So we need a position, we need a sound, we need a pitch, and I believe volume is how this works. I think this is pitch, and I think this is volume. I think it's how it works. We'll figure that out later. We actually can't call this directly for the reason that this only works server-side. So we're going to have to find the client-side equivalency of this. So it'll take us a few minutes, which is this method, by the way. So we'll just have to find how this method is used. Oh, I have an enum of sounds? That's cool. I forgot about that. I got 2 of them, apparently. Location, sound emitter, and blast emitter, all the ones I use that emit sound. So this is an old sound, and we're going to hit find usage on this. And even this does play record here. We've got spawn particle. So we want to edit and we want to find usage with settings, and we need to do this, and then we'll do that. So I, of course, want the Forge source is what I want, which is this. And then I want to go figure out... Okay, so we got a single player sound effect being played here. So this one just calls literally play sound. And it calls it with a boolean. I don't know what the boolean does. So let's see if we can find a couple examples. So there's world client. Oh, here's how we do the position data distance stuff. So position sound record. So we do want to call play sound is how we actually want to call it, because that's going to give us a result. So it's going to get our sound handler. We're going to leave this open too because I need to get that sound handler just to check to see if we have audio so we don't print errors out if we don't have audio. So we're going to have to create some kind of sound handler for our client. So for this, okay, we're in ICBM. That's the reason why I'm like, where's my client code? It's like, oh, it's the wrong package. So we want client, and we don't want listeners because that's going to be our stuff. Although listener wouldn't be a horrible way to implement this, but that's not what we're doing. We pretty much want a JSON system. Well, you know what? Client data handler is going to be where we're going to put it. So it'd be public hash map. It'd be string. So it'd be audio to the documentation in this class is really crap. Okay, audio key to audio file key is how this works. And of course I'm going to document the rest of this really quick. So this will be render key to render data. And this is texture key to texture data. And this will be model key to model data. Yeah, nothing is documented here, but a lot of this stuff is self-obvious. Okay, so this will work. We just need to register keys, pretty much. So we're going to need a loader or a processor for audio. Because we're going to handle this like it's text or data. And actually, you know what? We're going to make an audio data object. So we're going to make an object here. We're going to call it audio, or package and make it audio. And this will be really basic. It'll just be a class that'll contain a couple keys. And it'd be pretty much public, final, string. So we'll have the key, and then we'll have public, final, string, sound key. And this will be a constructor. Okay, so this will just hold audio data. And we'll double use it to play audio. So we'll put a method in here which will be public void play, and this will be world, and I. It'll actually be double. So double X, double Y, double Z, and then we'll do, I believe it's float pitch, and then float volume. And we would go this.mc, or no, we would go Minecraft.get sound handler dot. We can actually apparently load sounds this way. So we could pop a resource location to actually get a sound, but we want to check to see if there is a sound. We can turn audio off this way too. I think I was toying with this once and found that there's a limit to what you can and cannot do with this. Okay, this is why we left this open for. So, new resource location. Okay. And position sound record. So what we want to do is we want to get a sound. We want to just check to see if the sound's null. This means we do want to be storing a resource location, because this will save ourselves a lot of work. And what we do is get sound. And yeah, we can just do that. So this will, we just check if it's null. So we'll get sound, and we want to get sound object. So in this case, this would be sound location. And yeah, we'll just rename the parameter while we're at it. And what is the return type on this? So it's sound accessor composite. And we're going to look back at here. So what do we got here? Apparently sounds are stored by a float. We can set the distance. Like, we could use this to do a lot of things. We're going to pass everything back to the vanilla Minecraft at the moment because we don't want to interfere with this, and somebody could be using ASM in here and we would mess up their stuff. I can think of the wool blocks, for example, probably maybe ASM here. I actually am not sure, but I'm nothing with wool blocks. The sound muffler from, I forget what mod has the sound muffler. Okay, I need to close a couple of these. We're gonna, actually we don't need that. So we want to play so what is this? I believe it's string. So yeah, string, then everything. I don't know what the false does, but we're gonna just pass in false for the moment. Pitch, volume, false, and then of course we need sound location dot toString. Let's see if toString actually gives me what I want. Yes, it does. So resource domain plus resource path. Cool. And this is all good. So now we just need to make our processor. So if I go borrow this, and we'll just paste this here, and we're just going to call it audio processor. And we want a domain name key, so we're good to go. We just need to return a different object. And we'll have sound for our weapons. I'm gonna have to go find some sounds though, so I don't think I have any. So this will extend JSON gen data, and then we got to do iJSON processor. Processors are just stored for record keeping, so we know what made what. In theory, you could have multiple processors that handle the same data object for multiple mods, and they would all need to be referenced. The plan is that you'll be able to open up a menu and you'll be able to see every single JSON generated object, and eventually you'll be able to click edit and edit it. And then the processor will be used again to allow you to edit. So it'll go iEditable JSON, and that'll allow you to edit it. If it's not an iEditable JSON, then you can't change the data. But if it is, then it'll pop up with a display and it'll show you all the fields and it'll show you everything you can edit. And then it'll allow you to save that edited JSON onto an external folder, and then that external file will be used over the original. Or you could use it to create new templates or stuff. There's a variety of different things that can be used. So what are we missing here? Okay, in this case, we just want to do this. Okay, we're good to go. That's everything we need. We do need to register the JSON processor. So I believe that's done in the client proxy, and I am correct. And we don't care when the audio loads. The audio is pretty much a static object. So the only thing when it comes to the client-side JSON processor that has to load in the first tick is textures. If you don't load textures in the pre-init, you'll have to reload the entire texture system. And I know there's a couple mods that do this, and it's really annoying. It's the reason why load times can take so long is because you'll have a mod that'll reload the entire texture registry because they decided they wanted to load textures late into the game. Okay, audio processor is done. I need to update this date though. So this is 4.7.27 and handles loading audio data. And we're done there. So this means we can do that. So now we just need, well actually we don't need anything. Because we'll grab the audio data directly from the client data handler. So we've got methods in here for getting textures, everything. So we just need a method, audio data, get audio string key, and we then just do our normal thing. And my dog's gonna whine at me. Taz, why'd you knock the cover on the ground? Got like 15 covers in that bed, and that dog manages to knock every single one of them off the bed. It's a sign she wants attention, pretty much. Okay, I didn't put audio data here. And why do I have a feeling like I'm missing something? You know, I copied this. I shouldn't have copied that. This is actually what I want. Oh, this one isn't doing anything with the texture data either. I mean, there's an easy fix for this. I think I was assuming that we would be using the processor for something, and why? Okay, so we got. So we got registry here. Icon registry. Oh, because we're using the register method in these. Okay, that's what's going on. That's the reason why I'm confused. These are still using some of the older code, and technically the more preferable way to actually handle the JSON data is to register it inside of the system. But we do this, and we want to do pretty much the add audio key and this, and we'll have to make a method for this. And we're going to go put this wherever the rest of the add methods are, which is up here. And you know what I forgot to do? I need to lowercase this. Lowercase. So the domain and the name need to make sure they stay the same. So whatever the user inputs has to be that way in case we get one of those mods that did what I did and made their ID or domain capitalized. I fixed mine, of course. Not all mods have. We'll get some mods that actually have not done that. And damn it, a couple pins just rolled off my desk. So we want to go if it doesn't contain, and we actually want to do an error instead of actually blocking the add. So we want to go engine.logger.error over Okay. So we just want to make sure we note that, and we actually don't need this. We just want to do. So we actually just want to play it this way, and we're going to go put a toString method here in a second. So in audio data, we're going to go public string toString, and we want to return audio data plus key plus this stuff plus sound location this, and then we want to go hash code. You always try to want to put the hash code at the end just in case you get some duplicates, and you'll be able to tell that they are not the same object, and it is actually useful. I've had that come in handy a few times. We could put an equals check in here, we could put a hash code check in here. I'm not going to do either because we shouldn't be using this as a key for anything. If you would use an object as a key, you would want to do a hash code method like this. Right now the hash code literally just references the memory location. Or it's not, I think it's a memory location. It's something. There's something unique about it. You know, last I remembered it was memory location, but I could be wrong. We're not doing this on anything else, so we need to make sure we actually do this on everything. So we want to go render data. How are we looking at time here? 24 minutes? That's not bad. So overriding with, and then we want to put data. And we'll just repeat this. And if these don't have two strings, I'll deal with it later. And this will be model. Just be models. Like there's no consistency between these for some reason, and I don't know why. Like everything's named differently. So we got models, textures, then for some reason we got render data instead of calling it renders, and then we got audio map. I'm actually going to change this to audio data just to stay consistent. There we go. Yeah, that did the this for me. Okay, and then we're going to rename this to data. so we don't have to worry about this part. So we need to put this here, and we're going to do textures. So we check to make sure textures are being overridden. This is just debug information, just so we know what's going on. And more than likely, these don't have two strings in the bottom of them. Yeah, they don't have two strings. And I'm not going to code all the two strings for them. Get rid of this on this, because it doesn't look very good. And okay, we're good there. Good here. Okay, everything looks good. Audio should be loaded for us by default. We don't want to play missing audio here. As much as I would like to play missing audio, actually, you know what? I need to play missing audio here. So we want to go engine.logger.error, no sound file for sound location. So we do want to play an error here, because how we're actually going to handle this is if I can go back and find this. Yeah, we'll handle it in here. So we have confirmed what data we need. So we need to store some doubles. So double X, Y, and Z. We're going to need to store the world. Oh no, we don't need to store the world, because the world will be already there. The client side only has one world. It does not have multiple worlds. If it has multiple worlds in somebody's mod, that mod will have to handle it, special handling. Right now, Minecraft assumes you only have one world. So we're going to then need the string audio. And we'll handle vanilla audio here, and we'll handle our special audio. And we'll do that via detecting for semicolons. And that actually means I need to go over to the processor, and if key.contains throw new illegal argument exception, key okay, that'll work. That'll throw an error. That'll tell people you're not supposed to do that. And okay, we're good there. So I got my string audio key. And then we need to do floats. So float, pitch, and volume. So we're going to go if audio key does not equal null, then we want to get our audio data. Audio data equals client data handler instance dot get audio, and we want audio key. If data doesn't equal null, then we would go data dot play audio, and this will be Minecraft. Actually, you know what? I don't need to store the world in here either. So this will be Minecraft dot get Minecraft dot the world. That's actually how you handle that, because once again, the world only has one, or the client only has one world. And that happens to be the world the player is currently in. So we want X, Y, Z. And to be honest, we could check dimension IDs too, so we can go, okay, if you're not in the same dimension ID, and I think I actually do this for a couple of systems. Yeah, we're going to sync dimension ID real quick too. Int dim. So, and we go and Minecraft.get Minecraft.the-world.provider.dimension ID equals dim. So that confirms that we don't have a bad packet. So this, what could happen is if I transition world, but I send a packet at the last second thinking that on the server, the person was still at that location, but then the client just transitioned us to a different world, then we don't want to play the audio. It's not too big of an issue because the likelihood of there being a race condition between the client and server in that scenario is unlikely, because I believe the server is going to transition a world before the client does. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's how it's handled. So we want to go pitch and then volume. And this will play, and just to be 100% sure we don't break the client, catch exception E. And then we want to do engine.logger.error on expected error while playing audio, and we want to give audio key, and then exception. Cool. That'll handle side cases here. Now we just got to construct it. Packet audio. And by the way, this isn't the only way you can construct things. There's alternative approaches to this. Like you could have constructed via this constructor and then had some kind of set method. I've seen some people's packet handlers work that way. And then, so we want to set the audio key equals key, and then this dot x equals x, this dot y equals y, dot z. Blarg, blarg, blarg. Coding too long today. And it's only noon. Imagine that. Been awake since 4 in the morning, so I want to say 8 hours? Yeah, 8 hours sounds about good. Haven't been working solid 8 hours. I mean, I spent the first 3 hours pretty much just watching YouTube until everybody woke up in the house. I wasn't waking everybody. Okay, so now we need to encode everything. So buffer dot write int, and we want to write the dimension. Then we want to go buffer dot write double. Yeah, we just gotta repeat this over and over again. This will be y, this will be z. Buffer dot write float pitch. Buffer dot write float volume. By the way, this code works in anything that uses Netty. You know, my packet system for my game looks exactly like this. And I found out that that's exactly what everybody's packet system for Netty pretty much looks like. Not to say there's only one way to do things in Netty, but actually I need to... So bytebuf utils dot write string. Okay. I don't think my packet handler actually has support for strings, surprisingly. Oh, that's read string. I want write string. Okay, so we've written everything. Now we get to read everything, and you have to read in the same exact order by which you wrote everything. So dem equals buffer dot read int x equals buffer dot read double, so on and so on. I mentioned after GUIs, packet handling is my least favorite thing to do in Minecraft. And surprisingly, I haven't created anything to just handle this for me. I mean, in the past, me, Calculavi, and others kind of made systems to do it. And no system was a good solution. Every system had its flaw, and in the end of the day, surprisingly, this works the best. Just manually writing everything. It's tedious, it's annoying, but when you start introducing things like reflection, and you start doing like ejection and stuff, you really dramatically slow down the game. It's not even like we slow it down slightly. It's actually enough that people were noticing we were having problems. You can catch reflection, so the reflection was not the problem. It was our attempt to detect what we were supposed to inject, was taking and doubling our read and write time. But yeah, that's good. So we're going to write a packet, send a packet, we're good. We now have to register the packet. So I gotta go find, okay, we're still in the core. We want out of here, we want to go to here. Okay, so network. I'm trying to remember where to register these. I think, yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's the discriminators. So this is pretty much how Forge works. It does this. You define what packet you want to load, and you just go like this. And it goes, oh, cool, we're gonna load that up, and then we're gonna decode the packet. When it goes to encode, it doesn't care really what this is. It will send this so it knows what to actually encode and decode. Of course, my game works the same exact way. And it doesn't use the discriminators though. It uses a packet ID system. So it just goes like, hey, this is a packet. Because this is what this actually does. So it does the encode and decode, and what you do is you just tell the packet to encode and decode. And if we actually follow this chain up, this actually is a Netty class. So FML is layered over top of a default Netty class, and what it does is it just implements that discriminator system, which is the discriminators right here. And that just pretty much tells this when it goes to decode and encode to convert everything back and forth to your packet class. It's not really complicated. It did take me a while to understand what was going on here because my familiarity with Netty was really low. I'm now at least on the basics of Netty now, so I understand how Netty functions. I still don't understand all its libraries though. But this is done. This will work. Hopefully this will work. We're going to leave this open while we go back to working on the gun. So for the moment, we are only going to implement basic audio because of the fact that I kind of want to use my listener system to implement higher grade audio settings. Okay, I don't want this folder. I want the data folder. So I want my gun instance object. So when we do this, we're going to have to call it to play audio files. So we're going to want to do packet audio, and we'll go packet audio equals new packet audio, and we're going to have to pass in. How do we access the world in this class? I actually did not check. Is the world passed in? The world is passed in. I can get the world from the entity though, so that's not a problem. So we'll go entity.worldObject. Wow. Right now I'm just going to do this. So we're going to just grab the entity's position, and we're going to play the audio from the entity's position with a modification of 1.1, so we're near the midsection. Because I think there is a noticeable difference if you're playing audio at the feet versus not at the feet. It'll confuse people. Okay, this is string, so we need to play our audio. So this will be. We need our gun ID. So gun data dot get unique ID plus a dot reload. Yeah, that'll work. Tick. So this will be reload tick. Will be our continuous audio being played, and we're just going to play this with a pitch of 1 and a volume of 1. We need to randomize. So to do randomize audio, to do randomize volume, to do get gun position, because we want to play this audio at the position of the weapon, but at the moment I'm not going to recalculate the weapon position and everything, as that'll be pretty much annoying here. For this, we're going to get engine.instance.packetHandler, and we want to send to all around within a position of 100, pretty much. So packet entity 100. I think I can do it that way. I cannot do it that way. I can do it that way though. That's not going to be a perfect solution because technically, if you are 99 blocks above the entity, you wouldn't hear the audio, because even though you're 99 from his head, you're actually 100 from his feet, and this location data is going to get you towards the feet. We need to play a second packet too. So we need to pack it up here. So we need to play reload, and then we need to play reload tick. So there's 2 packets. Play reload init. Play reload tick audio. We don't have the audio track length. So I'm going to force this to be a second long. So we're going to go if reload delay percent, we do 10. But what we're going to do is we're going to basically force it that this isn't going to be called every single tick. Because in the reality of it, the minimum I think a song can be sound-wise is at least a couple seconds. So we don't want to be playing this often. Actually, you know what? I'm going to force it to a second, so it'd be 20. And then we'll clean up that right there. We still got to do run animation. Right now there's no animation support in the mod. I'm probably not going to add that anytime soon. That's a lot of work. But this will get us a reload audio. This will get us a reload tick audio. We're not going to implement reload tick audio, so we're not going to test this. We need to play a gunfire audio. So we're gonna, you know what? I'm gonna. So this is gonna be protected void play audio string key. We're gonna do it this way because I don't want to remake this every single time. And then here we'll go to do get weapon position. And this will be this plus key. And what this will come down to is we can just go play audio, get rid of all of this junk, and then we're going to just do that. Because that'll simplify the code. It won't be as hard, and we'll do overrides later if we want to adjust the volume, we want to adjust the pitch. If we want to do like really cool fancy things, we'll do that here later. For the moment, I just want to play audio. Okay, we do need to do a consume round here. So we want to do consume, or when we go round dot consume. So this is how we consume the round, and we want to play that every time we set the round to null. Basically, that's going to be your weapon slide sound, most likely. Where else do we want to put audio? We want a chamber round here. So we want to do round.chamber. That'll be like a click noise. You just hear a click, and that'll be pretty much it. Maybe a chamber slide as well. This is the reason why I want to do a more complicated audio system, is in theory, I want to be able to play multiple audios here, but right now we're forced to one audio per system. This is where listeners would come into. We would actually implement all the audio via listener, and we would fire a on-audio event, and then the listener would go, okay, I've got 5 audios to play. And we can do delayed audio too. So we can go, okay, I want to wait 2-3 ticks before I play the next audio, so you get that slide and then click when you're chambering the next round. Or the pull back of the hammer, so you get the click, click, and then pop noise at the hammer. So we want to play our bang noise. So we want to go fired. So that's basically, we'll do round.fired is what this will actually be. And then we're going to go empty is what this audio would be. So you have no ammo, but you hit click anyways. Then there's one last audio to play, or one last audio to add. Actually, no, here's where I want to play the audio. So to do add some other notation that the weapon. So I got to add an animation to this here because audio impaired. So this would just be not error site. Yeah, that'll work. And then we got a few other things to put in here. We need to do weapon exploding eventually, weapon damage. So there'll be audios played for each of those. Weapon damage is going to be randomized, by the way. It's going to be if you're excessively using your weapon. So if you're like firing that thing on full auto and you've been firing it for a couple minutes and you stovepipe it, which is the ideal of your barrel got so hot it cooked the round off in your gun. The only problem when this happens, it cooks off the back of the round rather than how it's supposed to function, which is the center back of the round. So it shears the round casing. The casing and the bullet go into your barrel, screwing the barrel up, but then the next round goes into the chamber behind it. It jams, and then it goes off, and then your barrel explodes. This happens with 50 caliber machine guns, really heavy, big machine guns, things that fire a lot. If you overfire them and you overuse them, they break down. There's other conditions, like if your barrel wears out, you can damage. If your barrel's really, really dirty, you can jam and explode. There's a lot of different ways to mess your weapon up, and these are all going to be implemented in here. Of course, they'll be enableable via config, so there'll be an easy mode config setting where you can go, okay, I don't want my weapon to explode, because some people will find that annoying, especially if you're a Call of Duty style player and you're not used to this. This is stuff that happens in Arma. Arma's weapons jam, Arma's weapons explode and stuff. I haven't had it happen recently though. I think it might be a mod that actually has all that. And this will be round.eject. I just saw that. I need to add that too. Yeah, we're good. So if this all works, then we can implement audio in a few other places. We've got the projectile itself needs an impact audio. It needs an explode audio. We're going to be implementing this audio everywhere in ICBM. ICBM is going to be audio driven this way as well. Cool thing about this is this lets people change the audio without just changing the resource pack. So instead of like being how most resource packs have to work and you have to implement the exact audio keys, this way you could change the audio keys to the different files. So you can use other mods audios and various other things. So if I want to make a Thaumcraft bullet that spawns golems on impact, it wouldn't be too difficult to do this via JSON. I would have to create an entity spawn command, of course. So there'd be on impact spawn entity, which is a command we're going to do because we're going to do spawn eggs and stuff like that. But that'll come later. First, audio testing. So we got all this. I need to find audio. So we are going to go to freesound.com because this is where I get all my audio. Come on. It's probably one of the last audios I actually downloaded. What do we want to test first? So, empty gun. Be warned, these are gonna probably be loud. Okay, we got a candidate here. This'll work. So I want to download this. I want to copy this. This is gonna go in the Armory mod, by the way. You want to give credit when you use audio, even if these guys say like, "Hey, this is work under this Creative Commons," which, if I remember correctly, means I can use it. Yeah, he's waived all his rights. So Creative Commons 0 basically means I can do whatever I want with it. But I still give credit because this guy uploaded this audio, which means he did work to make it happen, even though, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if this is copied from a game. I've had that happen a few times where I've been like, oh, this is not handmade audio. I've run across like Doom clone copies. I got a buddy that probably like 10% of the audio in his game he produced is he got from here, I believe, and he's going to probably find out down the road that it's not free audio. Hopefully he doesn't get railroaded by that. Credits, so we need a credit section. Credits, audio, or we go freesound.org. And we want to give credit to this guy. I think it's how I normally do this. I think it's just like this. Let's go check Volts Engine because Volts Engine, I think I have a couple audios in there. And readme. Okay. Okay, so this is how we do our credits though. So we have this indent and then we do that. ICBM is probably where I have actual audio, so we can check how I've been doing it in there. Okay, yeah, here we go. So we do just give the name and then we do the links. And then we give all the links here so people can find the audio. Now, not every audio I use is in here because this system is newer than when we started using audio. You can see, for example, here, like we've got people's names here that we don't even know what they did, but we put them in the credits because they've contributed in some way. Like they were on an old credits list or something. There's people in here where we've just given them, like if you usually see consultant in here, that means they've given advice or they've done something, but we don't know what they did. Like Azenor here, for example, I believe he actually didn't just consult. I believe he's actually contributed textures and stuff before, etc. So we got that, and we'll just indent twice, and that'll work. Doesn't have to be fancy when you do stuff like this. You just need to make sure you're giving credit. So we got our gun click audio. I do need to export this as an OGG file, so we're gonna pop this to my desktop. I'm trying to remember how I do this. Here we go, Audacity. Audacity is actually really cool software. Make a copy of the file before editing. Thank you. Cool, we already mono, we already 32. We don't have to worry about any of this. Sounds good. Then we want to hit file, and we want to export audio. And it already knows I want to export this as OGG. So we want to just call this empty gunshot. And then what was this guy's name? So we want to make sure in here we put in the comments the original link, and then we want to make sure that the author is listed as this. And then we want to hit OK. Did it actually save? No, we want to export audio again. No, it did save. I have a feeling that it saved to this folder. Yep, here it is. Unfortunately, because my desktop is not actually where Windows expects my desktop to be, my desktop is actually sitting on my D drive. This desktop is sitting on my C drive. The reason I've got that is I got a solid state and I don't have enough room. But we got our empty gun audio. All we got to do is go throw this in here. I'm going to really quickly, before we do that, copy the ICBM's sound file. Because I always forget how to do this format. So we're going to do that before we copy anything else. And we want to go to the Armory mod, because we want to leave the Armory mod with a whole bunch of default audio for people to work with, and we're going to try to put as many audio files in here. Unfortunately, this does mean the file size might get pretty big. I apologize in advance for anybody who ended up using the mod. Okay, so I need to figure out this category system here. And we want to do gun.empty. So we'll call this, and we do armory, and then I want to do sounds. Okay, and we're going to rename this. And it's going to enforce the fact that we use an OGG format, because that's the only format it understands how to load. I could write something that would load other formats, but it would take me a while, and it may not be worth the time and effort, because OGGs are pretty good. They're universal. They run on just about everything. This looks good. This looks good. This is probably going to have to be something else. Neutral will work, but it may affect the audio volume. Gun.empty, and okay, we're good there. So now we need to just define what weapons are going to use this. Okay, so I'm losing track of my thought process here. Okay, RPG is what we're working with. So audio, and this will be audio 1, because we're going to add multiple audio files as we go. The key for this is going to be the name of the RPG pretty much. So actually it's going to be this real quickly. And then it's going to be whatever we called empty gun. So there's aim needed, there's fired, and there's empty. So it's just literally .empty. And that'll be our key. Then our domain will be the armory mod. And then our name, it's not that. It's going to be, actually no, it's not even this. What our name is going to be is this right here. And hopefully I got that correct, so we don't have to come back here and edit this again. This will work. And what do we have video time right now? About an hour, so we're getting close to there. So this all looks good. I think we got everything set up properly. Let me just check really quickly what the name of the sound file should be. So source, main, resources, assets, ICBM. Okay, it's just called sounds, and then you throw everything in here. Okay. So now we just need to load all this stuff up, and I think we should be good. And good, I still have water in my cup. Never program without hydration. One of the unit tests crashed. Probably one of the dumb unit tests. Okay, we tried to send a packet in a system that can't send a packet. Okay, that's what happened. So if engine.instance doesn't, oh no, I forgot we have save systems. And why would the save system be calling a packet load? Actually, that is a really good question. So we crashed and run, and test save. Oh, well, yeah, because we chamber around. So we're testing round chambering. Okay, it should fix it. So, and unfortunately, my headset's running out of power, so I'm gonna have to cut this quick. I'm gonna plug it in, but when it gets this low on power, even charging it off of a computer won't do the trick. I need something with a little bit more ampage. Okay, so engine isn't null. Play audio. And we want to go engine.instance.packet handler does not equal null. And we're going to try that. I should just initialize the packet handler one of these days. Probably, I'm probably going to edit my volts test runner and probably do that. Oh, come on. Okay, you know what's actually broken here? So the packet handler is not null. It's the world here. So world doesn't equal null, and world, it's actually probably the provider, because I believe the providers are not initialized in the test environment, which is pretty stupid of me considering they are pretty desirable. So yeah, null point exception on this line. And we're going to try again. I guess I should have thought this through when I saw that null point on that line. I should have realized it was that line and not what I'm tried to fix, which was the fact the engine. I was like, oh, the engine's null, therefore that's the problem. So with the jumping to conclusions, waste time. Yeah. Hopefully this works though, because it would be kind of cool to be able to get some audio in here. And not a lot of the stuff in my mods have audio. It's one of the downsides if you've ever done anything with my stuff. And that has a little bit to do with the fact I just don't like audio when it comes to interacting with mods. It's not something I'm not quite fond of. It's like the greatest way to say this is IC2 and Mechanism. When I started playing IC2, it had the most obnoxious audio ever. Really loud, drowned over everything. You couldn't disable, you couldn't turn it down, you couldn't do anything with it because this was back in the day before the audio managers. Mechanism had the same problem. They eventually both fixed their issues, but annoying is an easy way to put it. Malformed line at column 37. Yeah, we're missing. Yeah, we're missing that. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of mods in the earlier days of Minecraft had obnoxious audio. Because of that, I don't like adding audio to my own mods. As well, it's a lot of work to do. You have to go out and find audio. The audio quality is really poor. I mean, we get lucky and we found something like this. That's pretty clean audio, not a lot of background noise, not a lot of editing to do. It's really short, and with a little bit of playing with the pitch, it'll work. But it's very easy for me to go find audio in here that is absolutely horrible. Like we get this MP3. Let's see what it sounds like. So that audio is only coming out of my left speaker, which means it's channeled wrong. So it's a really crappy mic. It's multiple reload clicks. It's not been edited. It's not been optimized. It has background noise, and it's bad. You can't use it. So you still say people are using it for things. Yeah. And you get this audio is too quiet to use. Not clean. That's distorted. You can see it's been clipped at the top. So if you see the bars go all the way above the top, that means you're out of range on the system. Why did we crash this time? Key for audio cannot contain due to... Oh, why did we... What? What did we... Yeah, we messed up something here. Oh, no, wait, that's... We're gonna get rid of this. We'll have to find a new way to detect for Minecraft audio. You know, we're not gonna play Minecraft audio through this system. It's just, I can play Minecraft audio through it. Actually, if I want to play Minecraft audio, all I have to do is go into the JSON and define the Minecraft, which would be like Minecraft or Minecraft colon and then the name of the audio, which would be like fire or something. So we do this, and we're going to go back to surfing through the... That's a good audio. That's a great audio for safety, is what that is. So we're going to hit download, and we're going to use this. And this is by Nanchi, and I've used a couple of his audios before here, so I like his audios. They're clean. And I got to go find the README and make sure I add him as credits. Okay. Put that there, and then we'll go ahead and we'll convert his audio shortly. Actually, in the amount of time it's going to take this to load up, I can probably just go ahead and do it. File, new. Nope. Make a copy. Oh, it's two channeled. I forget how to mono. Stereo track to mono. Awesome. Let me Control Z. So we can hit play. Okay, and then we want track and we want stereo track to mono. Sounds good. Okay. Then we want to hit file, and we want to export audio, and trigger with hammer fall is what we're going to call this. And we're going to save, and of course we need to make sure we get his name in here, so I'm going to grab that. And then we will make sure we grab the link so we get the source of the audio. Okay. And I can close this because it should have outputted the audio. And we get trigger fall with hammer. source, main, resources, assets, armory, sounds. Okay. So the audio we added was empty, audio click, and by the way, this is a little scene I set up for doing the end of credit scene for my videos. You'll probably see it. I'll probably append that scene to the end of this video. So we want to just okay, so we're not getting the empty sound. Okay. I think we're in debug. Are we in debug? Yes, we're in debug. I need to get rid of that annoying message that says, okay, you have no ammo. That needs to be replaced by audio. Failed. On update. Setting gun. Actually, I need to get rid of this. These are debug messages that are no longer needed. Okay, reloading weapon. Where do we actually print this message? It's actually a really important thing. Okay, so if we want to go and do this. Okay, can't play audio here without restarting it. We're gonna go ahead and kill this then. Okay, so I need to change some variables around. This needs to be public, so I can play audio from the item class. So this needs to be play audio, and we want to do empty audio. So every time you click the trigger and we're empty, so if you click, yeah, actually we're gonna put this up here. So if state is true, so you've left clicked. Actually, we want to play this on state remove. Yeah, we'll put this here. We're gonna put this up here, and we're gonna remove this. We're gonna go if gun doesn't equal null and gun dot chambered round basically. Chambered round equals null. Yeah, get chambered round equals null. So if you don't have a chambered round and you click, it'll go click empty, click empty. Actually, you're gonna do an and here. And gun dot has ammo. So it'll play an empty click every time you try to click the left trigger and you have nothing in there because you're going click, 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 nothing. That's useful. Because that'll only play on mouse release, which means you have to like really spam that to really mess stuff up. And the cool thing is we could technically play this on the client. So we can go if player.worldObject, oh, I wanted a world object. Entity world object apparently is what it's called now. Is remote. So we're gonna make the remote thing. There's no way to kind of do this properly. I gotta do some handling here because what I'm failing to do is when I'm actually doing this is I'm always sending a packet in here. What if we wanted to play audio from the client? we can't because this is designed for server. So the way to fix this is I need to go to the engine proxy and modify the engine proxy. So we're down. Okay, we're down here. So we want to go down to the core. So there's server proxy, there's client proxy. We want to put this in the client proxy, and we want to go public void. Actually, yeah, we want, there's a lot of data to put in here. Public void play audio, or play JSON audio is what we're actually going to call this. And this would be world double X double Y double Z. We want to do the string here, so I'm going to do string audio key, and yeah, float pitch, float volume. And what we'll do by default, shoot, where's my gun instance? Okay, so we're going to copy this, put this in here. So by default, it sends a packet. And yeah, so it's going to send a packet. So we want to pass in the world, pass in our audio key, and then we just pretty much do everything else. So X, Y, Z, pitch, and then volume. How does this work actually? Oh, we could just, instead of doing it this way, we can do it this way. That'll be a little cleaner. Although I think it turns it into a position object anyways, but it turns it into a forge position object. And this will run, because this assumes if you can access the proxy, you can access the packet system. So this will then turn into engine.proxy.play JSON audio. We can get rid of that line, and this will fix our not being able to play server side, because what we can do is then copy this. We then go to our client proxy, and down here in our client proxy somewhere we just shove this stuff. We'll put it down here. And how this will work is we'll go into packet audio, and we're going to copy all this. And how this is then going to work is we're going to then go engine.proxy.play audio, and then we're going to go minecraft.get minecraft.theworld x.y.z. Actually, no, it's audio key.x.y.z.pitch.volume. Cool. And we go back to the client proxy, we go in here, and we put this in here. And this needs to go back out to the audio, not the audio data. Where was I? Okay, here it was. This needs to go back here. Okay, so that will handle everything. This should work. Yeah, because this will handle client side. Shouldn't have any problems. Only thing we want to do is really quickly, just for sanity reasons, world doesn't equal null in case we get something weird, and world dot is remote is what I wanted to do. And we do that, and that will guarantee that we don't get some kind of weird infinite loop in case we're on a LAN server. LAN servers behave weird, for those who are not familiar with them. Sometimes you can get weird packet behavior. That handles that. That handles that. I guess we do care about the packet handler still. I want to turn the packet handler into a static object pretty soon. So it'll function no matter what after a while. Client data is handled. Okay, we go to the item gun, we play audio. We can now play this client side, so we can play our empty click client side, so the user can click it as many times as they want, and it'll only play on their client. It won't play on the server. Actually, it might still play on the server, so I think I'll figure it out later. Actually, we'll play this on the server anyways because I want other players to hear the player be retarded where he's going click, 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 because there could be some entertainment. I could see some YouTubers using it intentionally. So this is left click, this is right click. We could play audio here. So what we could do is, of course, we need to do check server state here. And we've already got that, so we want to go cited. Or actually, instead of calling this, we're going to call it aimed, because there's a difference between sighted and aimed. So there's going to be an aim state where you aim the weapon, and then there's going to be another state where you actually look down the sight. And we may want to play audio on both of these. We want to go like a little sci-fi zoom audio, like some of the Halo sniper rifle has, where you zoom in and it goes eh, where you hear just a little audio play. It's not very noticeable, and it's just one of those extra features you put in to improve the immersion. I believe the unload has already got an audio clip, doesn't it? So we don't have an audio clip for this, so we want to play audio unload. And I believe we already have a reload audio. Apparently we actually don't. So we're going to do this. So I'm going to go clip.load. So we got a couple more audios we can queue up in here. Reload a weapon, play audio, reload tick, reload. So this will be the action of reloading, and this will be the action of course, reloading again. And then we'll have an actual, when you finish loading, so you'll get that slide click noise, and we'll have a few different things here. So looks like we're good here. We got all the audio we need. I don't think this ever actually does anything. I'm pretty sure this doesn't actually play any. We're gonna load debug again, I guess. We'll implement the next sound here later. And where we at? Oh man, we're at an hour 20. Oh, that's right. We still got some unit test failures. Wow, did we break everything? I shouldn't have to check if everything is functional in the proxy. Like, I'm curious what is setting engine to not be null, yet not doing anything else for the engine. Not initializing any other part of the engine. I'm going to do this. Checks for JUnit. Try this again. Onward to the next bug. You'd be surprised how sad that statement actually is. There's been days where I've spent hours upon hours just trying to fix a single bug. Let's see, Twitter notifications. Okay, just normal people liking my tweets. I don't know why Twitter tells you like, hey, somebody liked your tweet. You imagine like some people that are actually pretty popular. I mean, I've only got like, I think 400 followers. And I only get maybe like 4 or 5 people actually like my tweets a day. But could you imagine somebody who had like hundreds of thousands of followers and had hundreds of people like their tweets a day? Hopefully Twitter has a system to handle that, because that would be... I mean, my phone already vibrates off the desk when I get a lot of Discord messages because Discord likes to wait an hour before it reads itself, which is weird. You'd be like, oh, a whole bunch of people have messaged me, and then the phone slides off the desk because it vibrates. I wish I had another phone just to record my phone doing that. I might have to pop out one of these old phones of mine and utilize its camera for a few minutes. I've actually been thinking about converting one of my old phones into a webcam because I don't have a webcam, and almost every job interview I do now requires me to utilize a webcam, and I end up just having to use my old laptop. But unfortunately, my brother's been utilizing that, so I need a webcam now. And I do have a infrared one around here, or rather, I made an infrared one. No ammo, no ammo. Okay, are we actually playing audio? No sound for armory gun empty. Trying to think of what I did wrong. Okay, so we need to follow the yellow brick road. I don't know what else I was expecting when I went past that method. Okay, so we want to remove this because we don't want to debug there. We want to debug our audio here. So we're going to get Minecraft. It's going to do its thing. That took a lot longer than it should have. Okay, we're in the sound handler. We can play around with the sound handler now. Resource packs, render engine, the world, effect. Oh, we're not outside of Minecraft. I'm like, why am I seeing all this stuff? Okay, here we go. Now we're at the sound engine. Is there just not an easy button here? Aha! I can see all the audios. I am looking for a very luckily there's not a huge amount of these, so this would be annoying. Registered objects. So what is this? This is just filled something. Yeah, you're not very useful. Something is not functioning properly. I should see an armory object. Okay, so we need to open debug here. I need to go into console and Control F, armory. Okay, armory mod, go down some more. Oh, I don't want it. Wrong button. Okay, content. Okay, added processor from the armory mod. Okay, that's normal. Overriding null with what? How did he even find a key? Overriding null with somehow it's getting a thing. Probably because I screwed up actually how that prints. It's how that actually is the reason it's doing what it's doing. Okay, so we're handling generated objects. This is actually not what I care about right now. I am literally looking for something that said my audio file failed to load. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Okay, so we want to assume that this thing loaded. And we got our proper brackets, all our brackets are there, we're not missing anything important. Sounds look like they're there. Gun.empty. Okay, and the file project structure. I mean, I gotta assume this is all set up correctly because it should work. Yeah, it's all set up correctly. Then why are we not getting an audio file? Okay, so we're gonna cheat. Yeah, it's probably because the mod ID is not correct. What is it actually? What is the domain? Assets. Yeah, it's Armory. Okay, let's go look at how ICBM is loading its audio. Because I always mess audio up and then I spend like a while trying to figure out why I messed up. And because we append ICBM to the prefix of all these. I don't think that's necessary. I think I've actually noticed that myself, that you still have to put an ICBM and then you put it .ICBM again, which the only reason I haven't gone through and fixed it is because it's just too much of a bother to go through and fix. But so we're going to play this, and then we want to play, what is the audio we want to play? So it's gun empty. Actually, we don't want to do that. We want to hit play. Play. I'm not hearing anything, so we're going to go options, music. No file for this. Oh, did we not hit reload? That explains a lot. Unable to play sound, unknown sound event, armory.gunammo, empty. So it's the audio file itself that isn't loading. So the system is working, it's just the audio file is not working. So you know I'm gonna end this video here because we're at an hour and 30 pretty much, and I'll fix this and I'll show you how I fixed it in the next video.